morning. Good morning. This is Straight Talk Morning Show, and my name is Andre Hill, Sr., and to my right, my co-host, Andre Hill Jr., and we're going to give a shout out to Latasha, our other co-host, who's on Corona lockdown. What's up, Latasha? We waiting on you to come back. We miss your beautiful voice and face in the place, so as soon as you figure out that this thing ain't nothing but a bacteria and you just need antibodies and cleaning solution.
Yeah,
Disinfectant, yeah. Don't inject it. Or inhale it. But yeah, we're waiting on you to come back. I've had quite a few requests. Where's Latasha? I said, well, hey, she'll be back. But anyway, good morning, friends. Good morning, listening audience. First thing, I like to start off on a positive note. I'm real happy about my Tampa people, you know. I got to give another shout out to all of the Blake High Yellow Jackets and all of the Middleton Tigers from the old school, you know, that has shown support to this economic movement that we're developing. And we intend to develop this engine in West Tampa. And we're going to fight off the gentrification, and we're going to create an economic engine for children and descendants of the Blake High Yellow Jackets and the Middleton Tigers. Yeah. Now, you know your grandmother graduated from Middleton, right? Yeah. And I graduated from Blake. So we're no longer rivals. We brothers and sisters in love with each other, and we have one mission, and that's to preserve our children's future.
Real quick before you go on, Pops, let me add to that what you're saying about being proud of the Tampa Bay Bears, right? Yeah, because I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and I've been to several cities. There you go. Now I can finally hear myself. So I've been to several cities. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. And I've been to various neighborhoods, historical black neighborhoods, engaged a lot of the the initiative of our people there. And I'll say this about Tampa. Tampa has a very, very progressive black community.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Okay.
Especially in comparison to a lot of places that I know. Nashville is another one, and there's a lot of progressive black people there. And so we finna bridge that connection soon.
So you're feeling that in your generation?
I feel it in my generation. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, because my generation is starting to say, yeah, man, we need to get with this program. And I'm really happy about that because we the ones with all the money.
Yeah, right.
And the real estate.
Yeah. Need to break some of them checks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Put some beneficiaries on your trust. Something.
Yeah, man. But them Yellow Jackets and them Tigers, man, they've been letting people know, that this movement is needed.
Yeah.
And, they're behind us.
Cool.
Man, I get chill bumps thinking about it.
That is exciting.
Yes, sir.
That is.
All right. So, anyway, I posted some serious statements last night on my Facebook page, the things that I want to talk about. Mm-hmm. And the post went like this. The Most High is seeking or recruiting 7,000 Christ-like beings.
Whoa. Say that again.
The Most High is recruiting 7,000 Christ-like beings.
Got you.
Yeah. Now, the word Christ, I mean, you can look at all the different languages that we have on this planet.
Yeah.
And, in Islam, it's Muhammad,
Yeah.
And so whatever your language, it's the same entity.
The same benevolent entity.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, but we need 7,000 of them. And the reason why is because the planet is out of balance, and it's evident by what's going on.
Right.
We still have a small group of people that actually believe that they're going to go into military shutdown,
right.
Martial law.
Yeah.
They want to link us and tie us into artificial intelligence, so that we can become soulless beings, mechanics, machines, so that they can manipulate and maintain their illusion of power and control.
Right.
False gods, false prophets.
Yeah.
Let
me ask you real quick before we go a little further. So where did you get that number from?
So at first, when the thoughts were coming to me, I translated it 10,000, and then another voice came in and said, "Well, no, use the number 7."
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I got you.
And the 7 represents in the spiritual realm the number of completion.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
And so that's why they make a judgment. Now let me qualify what I just said. Okay. And let me verify something weird that happened. Right.
Yeah.
So all week long, I'm doing my work. I'm working on our mission of building a legacy for all of our children all over the planet. And so when it's almost time for the show to come up on Saturday, like this morning, I started the meditating process to ask the guardians, what do you want me to say?
Gotcha.
Right. And so I start shutting down and closing all people and I get quiet, and start listening. And the thoughts come to you.
Yeah.
All right.
That's true.
And so I started getting this transmission around Thursday that this is what I need to talk about.
Gotcha.
Because even after these mentally deranged psychotic leaders who planned this virus and this martial law and the murder, the blatant appearance of murdering black people in the public to stimulate a race war so that they can move into the next phase of martial law.
Right.
So then the Guardians say, well, okay, we need to, they're up in their game.
So we got to up ours.
So we got to up our game.
I got you.
All right.
I got you.
So the 7,000 Christ-like beings, all right? So it's like a club. It's like a fraternity or a sorority, all right? And the qualifications, I mentioned the qualifications, the payment, and I did not mention job description. That came to me later because I kept meditating. I said, is that everything I need to say? So job description came up, and then the benefits.
Okay.
For this position.
Okay.
All right. So just getting started. The qualifications is, 1, you have to be human. All right.
Simple enough.
Yeah.
Right.
All genders,
right,
can apply. All colors.
Gotcha.
It doesn't matter whether what your IQ is.
Right.
All right. Or your body size. And it requires you to be unselfish.
That's at the bottom, but it's at the top of the list.
Yeah. Unselfish.
Yeah.
And willing to work well with others.
Yeah. That's paramount.
All right.
That's absolute.
I got to repeat that one. And willing to work well with others. And also unlimited faith. Okay. So now you and I have talked about our guardians and how they are mathematical geniuses. How they prevented us from having accidents, how they align up certain people in our lives with certain mathematical coordinates that's part of our agenda.
Oh, man, what you say.
So you have to develop unlimited faith if you're working on a positive mission, and it's not all selfish. It's not about you and your material possessions, or you wearing this big, beautiful hat to church, or what kind of car you driving. It's about acquiring balance on this planet. So unlimited faith, willing to work with others, and this is one of the prerequisites that you really have to focus on. Respect the 3, not 10, the 3 basic principles of all men are created equal.
Right.
Treat people the way you want to be treated, and love your fellow humans unconditionally.
Yeah. Those are the fundamental universal principles.
That's all it takes to require. Those are the requirements to apply for this position.
Gotcha.
Now the payment. Oh man, the payment is off the chain. But all right. So before I move on to the next one, all right. Okay. So in addition to those 3 issues, all right, here's something else you got to be able to do. You got to be willing to ignore your friends and enemies that talk about you behind your back.
Okay.
You got to be willing to not lie, cheat, steal, or commit adultery, and willing to die for the children. and balance of our planet.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing that I find, a lot of people that I had to learn, when I took the test of humility,
Yeah.
the ability to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of people, they like to regurgitate a lot of things that they read,
True.
And they don't want to stop and listen to what the other person is saying.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fanatics out there. That's
All
true.
right. And then the final thing is the ability to pass the test of humility.
Mm.
Now, you, my son, as a witness, recognize or remember the time when we were operating in Nashville.
Right.
Okay, we was living large, father and son.
Indeed.
Oh, okay.
I tell a lot of people this story.
Yeah.
go ahead.
And so the Dixie Mafia,
Yeah.
the Confederate Mafia in Nashville decided, no, these two brothers here, this father and son combination, they're gonna get, they're influencing people, to find their spiritual, to evolve spiritually, and that's a problem.
Yeah. The main problem was, like you said, we were influencing people, but we also you set up a situation where we had resources, right? So we had a metaphysical influence, with basically an influence with integrity, and then you had some resources flowing. So that was a combination that would have been a monkey wrench in their engine.
Yeah, right. So they attacked us.
Yeah.
We beat them in the court system. We beat them in the federal court system.
Yep.
But
Remember
they
that.
persist. Just like they're persisting with this coronavirus.
Yeah.
They kept on and kept on. And so eventually, because we did not have the social infrastructure
Right.
that we have here in Tampa, all right,
Right.
they overcame us.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember
And so we went from a six-figure income to zero. We lost all of the property.
Mhm.
You had to go live with your mother. I had to
For
go
a
on
little
the
while.
lam.
Man, what you said.
Yeah, so we went down from a six-figure to zero in 60 seconds flat.
Hey, that's nostalgic. Now that you bring it up,
Yeah.
that's what we went through. That's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so, I went through a particular change of, all right, I got to have some faith. And
Yeah.
I went through several years of rebuilding, restructuring, but I never gave up.
All right.
And that's one of the other things to my people of color and Caucasian people that are also working on becoming human beings instead of white people. All right, because that's a travesty right there. All my Caucasian people, the ones that's sick by what's going on and saying, enough is enough, and you want to become part of the human family, and you can evolve, based on the content of your character and not the color of your skin.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you become human. So, but anyway, there are going to be those that are going to question you and doubt you, but that's the test of humility. That's iron sharpening iron,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to make a better man or woman out of you when you pass that test.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, let's keep it moving. All right, so the test of humility. So those are the things that are required. Now I know that's a lot, but wait till you hear the payment plan and the benefits.
All right.
All right. Also, okay. So, we're getting to the half hour. I'd like to remind people, I met with Ishalina and Sonia Harmon.
Okay. Shout out to those two sisters.
Yeah, man. Yesterday we had a wonderful, powerful gathering at the out on Hillsborough.
Okay.
All right, and I don't have the sister's name that sponsored this thing. On the next show, I'm going to make sure we have it, but give her a shout out and the credit.
All right.
All right. But anyway, we had a panel, and I was on the panel and had a chance to speak to some young Nubian brothers and sisters.
Okay.
And they're encouraged. And for those that were there, and I told you about our show, go to upall.com, sign up about what your dreams or aspirations are, or what you want to do, and particularly if anybody that has some grocery store experience,
Yes.
definitely sign up and send your information or email so we can get your resume.
Yeah.
We need people that understand the food business, the grocery store game, and we got a potential opportunity coming up for you in the very near future.
Indeed, and what he means by experience in the grocery store business, and you may hear him say this a lot, but anybody who was keeping the books and or sweeping the floors, we're talking about the whole spectrum, the whole array. So, anybody with that that range of experience, you reach out to us. No, do exactly what he said. Go to UPA.ALL.
No, not a dot. It's
I'm
just
sorry.
UPAALL.
UPAALL.com.
There's 2 A's in the middle.
Yeah, UPA all. Sign up. We'll get your message, and we'll keep you logged in.
All right. Okay. So now I got some really. This is gonna trip you out, man. Okay, I can't wait to say this one. All right, the payment for this position. All right. You can experience heaven right here on earth.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yes, indeed.
You don't have to wait till you die.
You gotta wait till you die.
You can experience heaven right here on earth.
I got you, and you can set it up for your children.
Yeah,
that's the next thing. So you may only get that's fine, and I'm at least speaking from my generation's perspective. I'm talking about 30 mid 30-year-olds and above. We may not experience a whole lifetime of heaven, because obviously we done got to this point and we still scrapping and scraping. But just imagine setting it up, for your children to inherit that.
Yeah.
For the majority of their life, right? That's the motivation. I don't even have any children, and I got motivation to set it up for your children.
Yeah.
All right.
See, you got your application in as a Christ being.
Show you right.
Yeah. Okay. So now here's the bonus about experiencing heaven. You don't have to sell your soul.
No, you don't.
Yeah. So this program, you can experience heaven on earth, but you don't have to sell your soul because you understand the prerequisites.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that I just mentioned, it doesn't discriminate against you because of your body type, your IQ. All you have to do is be willing to respect and love people, and the things that I talked about. Not still. And for a lot of people, if you go through this whole list, I mean, you don't have to go to a top university to meet these requirements.
No.
There's no fraternity that you have to sign up and do a dance, do the Michael Jackson moonwalk or none of that craziness. If you can meet these prerequisites, you qualify for this position. All right? Okay, so you can experience heaven on earth without selling your soul. All right? Now, here's another bonus. All right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're born in your next life,
yeah,
you're going to be born into a happy, functional, and balanced family.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Indeed.
When you sign up for this position, here's one of the benefits. In your next life, now you're going to experience heaven in this life.
Right.
All right? But in your next life, you're going to be born into a happy, functional, and balanced family.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah. That's what you call sowing and reaping.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, and here's the one that I really like. Okay. And when you're born in the next life, you're going to have a beautiful, symmetrical, and healthy body.
Yeah. You
hear what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's ain't a car out there that's worth worth more than that right now.
That's the
Not
payment plan.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So the job descriptions. Okay. It's very simple. All right. So it does. So all people. It doesn't matter what color you are. All right. Your job description in the first phase is to report injustices wherever you see them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You are required to organize and collaborate to evict demons off our planet. So the collaboration is it's saying 7,000 Christ-like beings. So we're going to set up a mechanism where your Christ-like beings can contact us and join in our collaboration, because we're going to create a network where if you see a know of injustices,
Right.
People joining the police force because they hate black people,
Exactly.
or people that stealing money or cutting deals under the table.
Yeah.
I was watching a movie. The other night, and this criminal said to this police officer, he said, "Man, you messed up when you accept that first brown envelope under the table."
Oh yeah.
He said, "What? Once you accept that money under the table,
Yeah.
they own you from that point on."
Exactly. Whether it had a contract in it or not, it don't matter if you signed anything.
The minute you accept that first brown envelope
under the table,
you done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, there is a way to come back from it.
Uh-huh.
All right. A lot of you ain't willing to do that. The first thing you need to do is go ahead and resign. Now, you remember, I don't know if you heard last week, we put the call out, if you are corrupted police or city official or whatever,
right,
go ahead and resign.
Right.
So what happened? So the police start resigning.
It's all kind of police chiefs out there stepping down.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're getting it.
Yeah, they get
Everything in darkness shall soon come to light. So, but we need these 7,000 Christ-like beings to, go ahead and put in your application. All right. So those are the first things that all you have to do is report injustices. So I don't care if you're Asian, Native American, or African American, Caucasian. These mentally deranged entities, they won't know who you are, because you could be in any color, any size, or what have you.
Right.
All you have to do is report those injustices, because you're working on that Christhood, which is a fraternity or a sorority, depending on your gender. All right. And you know what your benefits are.
Mm-hmm.
You can experience heaven on earth right now. And in the next life, you're going to be born into a balanced family, a functional family.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a beautiful, Nubian, symmetrically perfect, healthy body. That's a promise. I'm giving it to you the way
they gave it to you, huh?
Gave it to me.
I feel you.
All right. And then I'm getting ready to verify that the transmission is validated.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's
All
real.
right. Okay. All right. So, here's another benefit. All diseases and health problems will be cured.
Oh, yeah, that's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee.
So by joining this collective, whatever diseases or health problems you have, once you join this collective, we got the system, because the Guardian's giving it to us, on how you're going to cure all your health problems.
Yeah, we've got, and this is no boast, and we can prove it to you as a collective. Not only do we have the system, we also have the people who know how to facilitate the system.
Yeah.
So we can definitely do that for you. You look at me and Pops. You see, we don't whatever forbid, but we stay pretty healthy because we keep our energy right.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
So these are the benefits. I don't know if I mentioned that. Okay. So the benefits are, if you practice the 3 principles that we indicated earlier, you're going to be protected by a force shield.
Yeah.
I've experienced this force shield. All right. Because I've been in situations where I could have gotten jacked up, but they knew my heart was right, and they knew I was getting off track just a little bit.
Yeah.
And they give you a warning.
Yes,
and
indeed.
now a lot of people,
they don't heed the warning.
They don't heed the warnings.
They don't heed the warning, and everybody knows they see the warnings. When you out there BSing.
Yeah.
You step in some mud and you notice it. You be like, all right, well, maybe I just need to wear some different shoes. Nah. Just chill out. You know what you're doing ain't all the way kosher. So just chill out and reconsider what you're doing, and you'll save yourself a lot of pain. Universe got a whole lot of time for you to rectify what's going on.
Absolutely. So, okay, now people are going to go. I think they might be going, because the Guardian is still transmitting to me.
All right.
You don't have to fill out an application process. All you have to do is say it in your heart.
Yeah.
I want to be one of them 7,000.
Yeah.
Just say it in your heart.
Just use your own intentions. Yeah.
If you don't think it's being heard, go to a mountaintop, go to a high place, and just look up in the sky and say to the Most High, I want to be one of those 7,000 Christ-like beings. The Christ of 2,000 years ago said, you too can perform these miracles and even greater work.
And even greater works.
All righty then. Let's keep it moving. All right. So the benefits if you practice those three principles that I mentioned earlier,
Uh-huh.
that's respecting the fact that all men and women are created equal, treat people the way you want to be treated, and love your fellow human unconditionally, then you get this you get this impenetrable force shield that we just talked about. All diseases and health problems will be cured, and you will leave a healthy and positive legacy for your children and humanity.
Gotcha.
All right. Okay, so for a lot of you that are just starting out, I put my application in many years ago. So if I've already gone through some of these things, so one of the benefits that you will have is you can reach out to me. We're going to have a helpline. My son applied for it. He was born with the application on stamped on his head.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can call us up, or you can, if you're having problems, you're saying, hey, man, I'm trying to be Christ-like, but, man, this is hard. I got this situation going on. So for those that did not have to experience what I experienced, I went directly into the light in broad daylight in February of 1990. And so that was one of the benefits I got, because I made this declaration when I was about 12 years old, that I was going to serve the Most High.
I got you.
Yeah. And so my application process started again.
Went in right there.
Yeah. For some of you that have did not have that experience, because I put my application and I got many years of experience, and I'm still in the process, because I ain't perfect. I'm still learning and growing every day.
Yo.
But
feel you.
we can provide you with a support system. You can call in to UPAALL.com, and you're going to have a telephone number to call, to help you out with dilemmas or situations, or when your faith is getting weak and you need some encouragement. Me and my son or other members of UPA will reach out to you and give you a plan of action.
Show you right.
All right, man.
Right.
All right, so these are the things that was transmitted to me. Now, the other issue here that happened 5:45 this morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so everything that I'm talking about, is in terms of the spiritual evolution process.
Right.
Okay. So I went to sleep. I was having problems. Not a problem going to sleep, but I was transmitting so hard and positive energy. It was hard for me to go to sleep. So I turned the television on.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I know what to put me to sleep. Some of that negative vibe on the
right.
television system. So I turned the television on, and sure enough, I went right to sleep.
Gotcha.
Right? And so when I went to sleep, I was awakened at 5:45 this morning. By a particular show. Now we get ready to go to break. When we come back, I'm gonna tell you about this show that all of a sudden was on the television playing.
Okay.
When I woke up at
Gotcha.
5:45 this morning. Yeah. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So we still have a few minutes.
About 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So get your pen and paper out, because I want you to write down the name of this show that came on to verify. Now, many shows before, I've talked about, in terms of our people evolving spiritually, you need to know the truth.
Right.
And the current system that's in place is all about death, destruction, lies, and deception.
Right.
And so it's hard for you to find the truth when the only thing you see, most of all, 90% of the movies, they're trying to figure out how to rob somebody.
Yeah.
How they're going to attack another country.
Yeah.
Murder, death, and kill.
That's a fact.
You're going like, man, is this all our children have to look and watch?
That's it. Yeah.
So they're just building future murderers and thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I've already indicated there's a movie called The Science of the Soul. All right. And there were some indicators in this particular documentary on, how the soul operates.
Okay.
But when I woke up this morning, the movie that woke me up this morning, it was called Death Makes Life Possible.
Okay.
Right.
It was a movie.
it's a movie or is a movie a docu movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Well, we going to break, and we're going to get right into that once we come back.
Absolutely.
All right.
When it comes to reality radio, everyone is a star.
Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be.
On your smooth soul and R&B station.
On the World Wide Web.
In Touch Radio.
The Storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was
the
fine.
most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm
don't
and keep
ignore
to the
this
plan.
message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Okay, we're back. This is the Straight Talk Morning Show. And my name is Andre Hill Sr., and I have to my right my co-host, Andre Hill Jr.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I'm talking about the television waking me up.
Right.
With this show on called Death Makes Life Possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in my previous shows, it talked, I talked about the science of the soul. And in this documentary as well, they started talking about the University of Virginia that did the 2,500 case study on reincarnation.
Okay.
And that the soul is a separate entity.
Yeah.
And that when the body experiences trauma, the soul releases.
We eject.
Yeah, that's why you don't have to fear death, because just before the trauma, all praises to the Most High, there's an ejection button.
Yeah.
And you are ejected out of your body, so you don't have to go through all of that anguish. That's why when I see these movies and criminal people, they want to torture people before they kill them.
Right.
That's a hell of a sentence to the torturer.
Yes, indeed.
Because, the Most High is saying, they want to create a fear factor.
That's exactly what it is.
7,000 Christ-like beings who got their application in to get the payment plan and the benefit plan of the universal laws of the Most High, because it's a very good plan.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, a part of what this collective that we're building is going to inevitably, become, what we're going to get into is the obligation of sustaining and maintaining and keeping the planet itself safe. So, essentially we're going to get into environmental law and environmental sustainability. And under that umbrella, which is going to kind of segue into these jobs that you're talking about, right? We want to get into, and so when I was growing up, as a young black man, I always heard the encouragement to go get a trade, and I did that. It's like my pops, he already knew what that was about, and so I went and did that. I had an opportunity to do that, and I went and did it. And what it does, it gives you the confidence to create things in this world that can give you an independence of depending on outside sources who may not have your best interest, to say the least, right? So what we want to start getting into is a lot of the STEM programs, the STEM careers, so we can serve the Most High by protecting and preserving this planet from these crazy mofos out here. But go ahead. Let's
just misguided souls.
Man,
they gave up on the faith,
When I think I'm talking about those quote unquote elite ones, the ones they know exactly what's going on. They know the math the same way we know the math, but they will continue, down their path until they figure out there's no road left. And they think that they it's just like any prisoner who may be on death row. You're like, hey man, they're gonna kill me anyway, so I commit some more crimes while I'm in here, because there ain't no more punishment worse than death. But truth of the matter is, like I said earlier, the universe got all the time for you.
For you to figure it out. It's got eternity.
Yeah.
And so you could commit to many lifetimes of hell, and I don't mean no hole in the ground.
No.
You will be born back. Listen, I've seen some human bodies, man. People are born into, I don't feel sorry for them, or, I'm not tripping about them, but it's just a test I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go through. I
don't envy that. So
yeah.
So I'm so to all you government officials who pledged to do the right thing, to protect and to serve, and something swayed you to get away from that declaration, now is the time, because time is short. Mm-hmm. Now is the time to start reversing it. If you're in that position, start assessing all of the assets or the things and junk that you sold your soul for, and start reversing it. And you can either resign or let the chips, or just confess your laws, or breaking the law, and let the chips fall where they may. Sometimes the confession that they say is good for the soul, but it's going to be revealed. This is the period of revelation, which means to reveal. So you need to pack it up and start preparing, or the deeper you go, the more difficult it's going to get. You will come back in the next life really jacked up. And you've seen people, that come back physically jacked up. Those are souls that opted to keep doing the down and low things, that when they had opportunity to eject and change their ways, which means to repent. All right. So, so that was my confirmation that what, we have, some of us have certain abilities. It doesn't make me any better. One of the other things, when you become a Christ-like being, you're not allowed, when you start manifesting miracles, you have to always pass that on to the Most High. Usually whenever my ego gets out of place, I got an automatic system that says, oh, you need to give praises to the Most High, from which I get my health and my strength.
Right.
And that helps check your ego, and also say to your guardians, please continue to protect me.
Show you right.
You know, I might get a little, my head might swell a little bit,
Right.
but please bring me back down to earth. You know, and that's one of the things I do on a regular basis. You know, all right. So what we need to talk about, and what we did talk about at Juneteenth, is creating an economic engine. In the paradigm shift, there's a transition from one paradigm to the other. So we have to, you know, just like a heroin addict, you know, if you take them right off of heroin immediately, they start having convulsions.
Yeah.
So what they've done is, you know, you start reducing the stage, the dosage, you know, in stages, so that the body will not be shocked. So as we transition from this demonic monetary system into a system of fairness and equality, you know, we have to put these businesses together and understand that we're not developing these businesses to get rich so we can walk around with looking down our nose at other people. We're doing it because we're restoring balance on our planet, you know. So before I go on into that phase of the type of businesses, also, you know, a lot of our black-owned businesses took, you know, a hard hit from this coronavirus, and that was intentional, you know, because, you know, these demonic souls knew that black folks, you know, it was written in the Willie Lynch letter. The mind has a way of correcting itself, you know, and so, you know, black businesses were starting to get their act together, learning how to charge for their services, understanding the principles of industry averages, and providing a good quality service and product. And we would start meeting. And so that's what the coronavirus did. Broke up the meetings, it shut us down, and all these black businesses took a hit. So we do have one business that's in the process of getting operational again. That's Al's Finger Licking Soul Food. It's right there on Broadway, right across the street from the Broadway Bar, 1 block east of 22nd Street on 7th Avenue in Ybor City. So they're opening up now on a limited schedule, Saturdays and Sundays, and they'll be open today at 11:30. I'm gonna be up there to get something to eat and support these businesses, help them get the momentum. Because last night, man, I was driving all around Tampa, man, and I could not find. I had no black business, no black restaurant to go spend my money with, you know.
Right.
And so the way we do this is, okay, we know this is a limited schedule, so we need to start going in numbers to reassure them. Open up more days, you know, open your schedule up, because we're going to support you. So go check out Al's Finger Licking Soul Food right there in Ybor City, across the street from the Broadway Bar. And, you know, like I said, they'll be there at 11:30 today. They have a telephone number. It's 813-515-5036. You know, they're trying to get back up and running. We do this as a public service announcement because we want our businesses to get up and running. If you own a business and you're going through the same changes, go to our website, UPAALL. That's UPAAll.com, and let us know about your business, that you're trying to get back up on your feet. You're willing to work with us on providing a good product and a good service at a good price, and you're going to respect your customers. As long as you understand that, we're going to work with you. We're going to give you a break on our broadcast because that's necessary. It's mandatory right now. All right. So
about these, did you go over the businesses that we need to get into?
I'm getting ready to say it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I have to catch my breath.
I understand.
Okay, so what I've been noticing, you know, out in the public, I'll go into stores, and I'm asking, do you all have this product? No. China is not shipping.
Oh. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So, okay, so you mean to tell me that here we are in America, and we're the father and the mother of the Industrial Revolution, and we don't have our own stuff? We got to depend on China?
Yeah.
The China that hate black people?
That's the China that don't like us.
That put Africans out?
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
That same China.
Now, I have a disclaimer for that. Okay, so I know this parasite, how it operates, right?
Yeah.
So it did the same thing that it does all over the planet.
I get it.
It got to the Chinese leaders,
Yeah.
the demonic ones or the selfish ones,
Mm-hmm.
put them in power, and
Right.
created this racist agenda. This is not an attack on the Chinese people.
We understand.
We
Yeah.
know that they're just loving people. They're just like us. But the system is designed to divide and conquer.
Right.
But they need to rise up and check them, the mentally deranged leaders, just like we need to do all over the rest of the planet. But here's what we're going to do here in the United States. So black folks and Caucasians that are applying to become humans again, humans of planet Earth, let's start building those businesses back here in the United States of everything that China was providing.
Indeed.
Now, we're setting up an exchange system with Africa to get you all the natural resources that you need to do the same thing the Chinese was doing dirt cheap.
That's a legitimate claim too. What he just said.
Yeah. So now here's how you do it. Okay. So get out of the European cutthroat backstabbing. I gotta make this money so I can get me a Porsche and a fancy $200,000 car that's gonna get you from point A to B, just like a Volkswagen or
say any other hoopty.
A hoopty. Get out of that mindset.
Yeah.
We're reclaiming our planet.
Yeah.
So let's set up these businesses. But when you open the business, okay, you might be the leader. You might be the orchestrator. But technically, you're not a boss. What you are is a critical thinker.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And a problem solver.
Right.
So that's just a position in that company.
Yeah.
So you're going to need assembly line people. You're going to need people to get the raw materials,
That's
bring
a
them
fact.
to you.
Exactly.
You're going to need people to assemble it, to test it. All those people are equal to you.
Yes.
You're not a boss. You are a facilitator.
Yeah.
You are a critical thinker. All right? And so don't look at it as my business. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna make it big. That's the old system.
Right.
That's the old paradigm.
Right.
When you set this system up as a critical thinker, what you're doing is bringing these people in and say, we're gonna do this together.
Yeah.
So you're gonna put together an organizational structure that all of your people, all of your technicians, I don't care if they're the top engineer or they just sweeping the floors, they all must have the ability to be vested in that business.
Equally vested.
Equally vested.
Equally vested. And so and what he's getting at is when we start creating these new business structures, and the models for them already exist. We don't have to reinvent any wheels. We may have to tweak the wheel a little bit, have to modify it a little bit to make it more conducive to our current situation. But we are going to convert business models into basically, a lot of advanced cooperative style models, right? So, and we're going to qualify what I'm talking about over time. But, we're talking about a business structure where there is equal voting and equal investmentship, if that's a word, in the corporation and a rotating board, basically. So, like he was saying, when we start looking at these type of businesses, especially on a basic resource level, because that's a lot of the industry that we want to go into. From here on out, we don't want to create a foundation in our community of businesses that are not really based on natural and basic resources, right? Because we're always going to be dependent on whatever country, entity, collective facilitates and harnesses that natural resource to create whatever product and or service that we provide. So we have to build that foundation in our communities for those natural resources. And so what you'll end up doing is saying, okay, so All you end up realizing is, okay, so the money is just basically a tool. I'm ending up trading this money for the more valuable resources so I can create and sustain. That's what we end up doing. And so that's why we got to get out of that mind state of I'm a boss. Cause why are you a boss? Because you got $100,000 more than your technician.
If your technician is unhappy and he decides he's gonna sabotage your circuit board,
you don't have a business.
Hey, let's break it down. Equality. That's what it's all about.
Indeed.
So yeah, we're gonna continue. Do the research. Go online and look at all the businesses that China that they developed to supply the United States with. Just pick one and then say, I want to do that. Then go to UPAALL.com, write that in, send us a message, and then we will meet with you and show you how to go forward. We're going to show you how to get finance, how to hire your people. Yeah. We're going to give you everything. You don't have any excuses. We're going to show you how to do this. All you got to do is get with UPAALL.com and make it happen. And people saying, well, what, is there a catch to this? No, it's no catch. I have a son right here. I want him to have a better future than me. And he's going to have a child. I might even come back through him as his child one day. I don't know. but that's the way the system works. What is the bed you make is the bed you lie in, or the seeds you sow, whatever. What is them things? Those catchphrases. But anyway, also, okay. So again, to those 7,000 Christ beings, you got a support system. We will guide you. Also, now here, this is a little weird. This is gonna get a little weird. What I'm gonna say. If you had an unusual spiritual experience, like this documentary. That I was talking about, Death Makes Life Possible, and The Science of the Soul. Both of these are based on studies by the University of Virginia. When you send your message to UPAALL.com, state that. If you want to tell that story, state that. If you had a UFO experience, state that. Because what has happened to the black community is we created these taboos, and that's why we still stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
So we need to get out of that mud. We need to get out of those old time religions boxes, and let's expand ourselves, expand our mind.
Indeed.
Again, go buy Al's Finger Licking Soul Food. With 200 or 300 people, go by there today. Spend $5 with them. Just let them know that you want to support this business. We need to get that restaurant up and running because I want to go get some soul food. I want to eat from my culture.
Yeah, that bottom line. That's what it is.
Yeah. And so they need the confidence. They need to see you come in there, order some chickens, French fries, whatever. But that's what we got to do. We're gonna continue to expand on all these topics, and we're gonna set it up where you can call in and ask questions online. But go to that UPAALL.com website and tell us what you need, and we're going to work with you.
Show you right.
Hey, man, this has been the Straight Talk Morning Show, and my name is Andre Hill, and my co-host, Andre Hill Jr. You got any closing words? How many seconds we got? 39 seconds.
We got 39 seconds. Like you say, I'm going to try to do a little synopsis over everything that you covered thus far. So we need some very high vibrant, well, put it like this, even if you're not completely on your path just yet, I'm sure you were seeing a lot of things align in your life that is directing you in a different direction than what you previously walked, right? That's fine. That's more than likely you are still on the right path, even if it's a little bit painful right now in the change. So what is that? What you say 3, 2, 1, 2 seconds? Oh, it's all good. We'll come back with it. I thought you said I had 39 seconds. That was like
39
that was.
We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.
Peace.
You really ready for some super dynamite soul?
Yeah, boy. You've come to the right place. In Touch Radio. In Touch Radio. In Touch